I mean, the stuff that's built when we're children is emotion-based. The things that we did, we don't have the capacity to logic through things at that age. So if it's rooted in emotion, the only way you're going to change it is through emotion.
Your analytical mind is not even like, I think it's like 12 years old. And I think then like your analytical mind, 11 to 12, and your conscious mind, like by 13. And so all that work when you're younger is all your subconscious mind being formed. You can't logically make sense of it. And when you do get to the root of it, if you say your belief, your limiting belief out loud, most people in your life will be like, that's ridiculous, because it doesn't make logical sense. Right? It doesn't. And then you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. Now it's like shameful. I feel stupid. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. And I'm not going to say it. And so it really is a loop that happens. It doesn't have to make logical sense. In fact, it probably won't at all.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And this is precisely why you almost have to have outside people that you trust, that are trustworthy, to be able to look and say, have you noticed this? Have you thought about this? Have you considered this? Now, they need to be the right people, exactly like you said. Unfortunately, sometimes the people we think we can depend on or that we think we can be vulnerable with, we probably shouldn't be. So it takes having the right people in your life, but having those people are invaluable. It's that was it the thing with the pickle jar, right? If you're on the inside of the pickle jar, you can't read the label from the outside.
Yes, you cannot read it from the outside. From the inside, you cannot read it. And I love that. Like, I love that analogy. Yeah, it definitely is work, but it's worth it. Like, it really is worth it, because who you become in the process is so huge. Now, I also think that, I don't know who said this quote, one of my favorite quotes, like, you cannot love who you are and hate everything that made you who you are. So if you're holding a lot of resentment to all the things that you walk through and you experience, and a lot of anger and this almost separation of it, good luck actually loving who you are right now, because it's not. So forgiveness actually was a really, really big thing in my life that I had to embrace. And I share this because, like, I look at the work that I do now, and I'm sure there's a younger version of me who's going like, thank God she's finally doing that. And she's doing what? Like, it's so different, right? So different. But the forgiveness piece was huge. It felt really soft. And I thought, I don't need to do this. But I actually was able to release a lot of emotions that I didn't realize I was holding on to. I had a lot of like feelings of, I failed as a parent. I failed as a mother, because if I did it right, we shouldn't have dealt with this. This should not be what the story is, right? And I mean, I had people asking me like, what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? Well, if you could go back and change it, what's something that you would change? And I even got to the point of recognizing that I could go back and change every single thing I did, and we still might have the same situation, because it involved things outside of my control. And that's like really coming down to those pieces of it, is recognizing like, what can you control in that? So, I mean, you might be, again, when I said in the beginning, asking yourself, like, what is something that you wish you could be more vulnerable about? Then the other thing I would ask is like, what is something that you feel yourself resisting a lot? Because if you're resisting, or if you're falling into like those emotions, the shame and the judgment and the criticism, the self, like, that's a sign. That's a sign that there's something there to work through. You don't even have to work through it publicly, but to work through, right? And this is why, like, this is no dig on therapy, because I did a lot of therapy. But there comes a point where even talk therapy is not going to take you where you need to go, because that's all conscious thinking. You're still not changing the root of what those old beliefs are. And in that space, that's where it's like, this was the work I was missing, and I didn't understand what was happening there. So just to share that in a sense, like, if you address what is it that you feel you need to do, like maybe you're being invited to do more of. Forgiveness is, whenever that word shows up for me, I'm like, oh, it's time to pause. It's time to pause. There's something I need to work through here, because I for sure can be my own biggest critic. Easy, hands down.
Yes. You have given us such amazing tools today. I hope anybody who's listening, pick them all up, pick one up, try it. But the point is that until you can change your mind and change your life, you're not going to be able to change the world or change others' lives, or at least not in the way you might want to. It has to start at home. Charity starts at home. And that's it.
You speak so much about that, and I love it in a sense, like as you talk about, like I think that's where we had a very great connection, common ground, is like self-leadership is literally like self-leadership is everything. And it's a brand new conversation every day. I can lead myself so great today. Like I could like do everything I need to do. And tomorrow we start from scratch again. It doesn't carry over. Sorry, it doesn't carry over.
It doesn't. And it really is. I mean, you don't have to love everything about it and some of the hurt that comes out of it, but you better embrace the practice, because it's your new best friend.
I agree.